Hey everyone, it's your girl TeraMichelle. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel, Opinionated Scents, our safe space to discuss all things fragrance, whether we like them or not. In today's video, we're going to be discussing my most addictive fragrances. These are those scents that I cannot get enough of, and I'm serious. Like when I smell them, I want to make them my signature scent. I right off the bat am like, I'm never wearing anything else again. And I'm just lost in them. And sometimes I have to actually make myself stop wearing them. All of these fragrances that I'm about to talk to you about, I have worn for a week straight. And so even though I probably could have went up to a top 25 in this concept, I thought, let me go with those ones that I know I really go bananas for. I mean, I get lost in the sauce, or in this case, the juice. So let's jump right into the video. First off, we're going to talk about a very magical fragrance to me. This is the one that reminds me of the best spa and being dried off by angel wings, baby. If you saw my video, you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to put the tag up here because that is one of my most memorable perfume reviews. This is Mont Blanc Signature for her. Wanted to make sure I fixed the top so you guys can see the name across the front. Mont Blanc Signature for her. This is probably my favorite white musk fragrance on the planet at this moment. It is so clean. It is so crisp. It's absolutely beautiful. It has a peony note in here and a magnolia note that I absolutely love. There's some clementine that I get every now and then, but baby, this is really about the white musk. If you love a really clean, fresh, crisp, but creamy, like milky, lactonic type of vibe, you would really, really like this perfume. I think that this is absolute signature worthy. Signature scent. You can wear this all throughout the year and you can wear it every day to work, for any occasion, to church, to run errands. You're just going to smell absolutely divine. This is my newest obsession. I just can't with this fragrance. I love it so much. Again, that's Mont Blanc Signature for her. For those of you who have been watching me for quite some time, you know I love a pear note, I love musk, I love ambrette, and I love ambroxan, and ambergris, and a bunch of other stuff too, sandalwood. But when you are talking about the note of ambroxan, I just obsess over it. You add some pear to it, you give me some musk and some ambrettoline, and let's just fall in love together, okay? This is a new fragrance as well, and it has quickly become another new obsession. This is Juliette Has A Gun Pear Ink. I don't know what to say about this fragrance. I've had some people say, oh, I couldn't smell it. The Juliette Has A Gun line is really, really big on ambroxan. If you go nose blind to that, or like a perfume or fragrance like Molecule 01, they may not work for you. But baby, I pick up on that note so well. I absolutely love it. This lasted so long on me. My clothes were just for days and days and days until I washed them. I had so many compliments. Everywhere I went, if I was there for 30 seconds or longer, you smelled me. The projection, the sillage, the scent trail, the scent bubble, all those fancy phrases and words we love to use and we want in a fragrance. This gives me. Again, you have to know your scent palette and whether or not you go nose blind to things like ambrette or ambroxan. And if you do, then maybe this won't work for you. But honey, when I tell you that this perfume right here is a whole vibe, it's a whole vibe. Plum, musk, heliotrope, and suede. The king of musk really knocked this one out of the park, y'all. This is another newer fragrance to my collection, but the juice in this bottle is everything. This is perfection in a bottle, as are most of these, in my opinion, because we're not talking about sillage and scent trails and, scent bubbles and longevity and projection. We're just talking about loving the juice, the way that this smells, wanting to bathe in it, live in it, be glorified with it, anointed with it. I'm talking about all of that. And I'm being super serious because when I smell this, I feel like I dang on near go delirious, like in the best way. Like, y'all, this is Musk Noir from Narcisa Rodriguez for her. I live for this. I live for this. I smelled this thing here. I mean, come on. I mean, come on. It hits all the tingly spots. It hits those deep, dark places that not many people get to visit, that not many people can activate in me. Not many things can activate in me. I just want to be with this for forever. Um, I know that sounds crazy, but I know, man, no, it doesn't. My people, Terror Squad, there is a scent that does this to you. There may be several where you just smell it and you can't even quantify how. You know what I'm saying? Like what is happening? That's this for me. This is some next level stuff. And every time I smell it, it gets better. It gets more remarkable. It gets deeper. It gets more serious and intense. Like I'm falling in love with the freaking thing. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give big ups to Musk Noir from Narcisa Rodriguez. It hits different. It hits different. This next fragrance is a sexy bottle. There's sexy juice. The whole vibe is sexy. This is pear, vetiver, and vanilla. Who cares about the other notes? She is La Belle from Jean Paul Gaultier. I don't know what else to say. The people who I know who have experienced this fragrance love her just as much as I do for the most part. I think I may know 3 people who say she's okay. And I pray for those people every day. Here we go. This is just, and I'm joking, guys. I remember I said something like that before. Somebody was like, you shouldn't make fun of people who don't like La Belle. Honey, you wear what you want, when you want, how you want, where you want, if you want. If you don't like La Belle, that is your right. Because we all know there are fragrances that I do not like. But it's all in good fun. I'm never going to be mad at somebody anymore because I've done it before back when I was younger and didn't know no better for not liking something that I love. So this is La Belle. She is a beauty. I own a backup bottle because I never want to be without her. And gosh, baby, she's so sexy. This is the fragrance that showed me that vetiver is not just for men's cologne, that you can actually have a nice healthy vetiver dose in a fragrance and it still be super feminine and super sexy and just absolutely delicious. And this is also the fragrance that had me fall in love with the note of pear, because before this fragrance I can't really think of a fragrance that I had that had a prominent note of pear. So I'm forever grateful to this beauty, and she will always probably be a top 10 for life for me. This fragrance gets a lot of complaints for longevity from a lot of people. I am lucky enough to be one of those people that this lasts a decent amount of time, on 4 to 6 hours, depending on the weather and how many sprays. But I don't mind topping up. She is a true obsession of mine. She is probably the least longest lasting fragrance on my top 10 for life. The juice is just that good. And I just don't know what else to say. My obsession is real. You have your frosted orange, your bitter orange, your tonka bean, vanilla, and orange blossom. There's more in here too. There may be some cashmere in here too. Maybe some lemon, I think. But for me, oh, this is Poison Girl Eau de Toilette formulation. Not to be confused with the Eau de Parfum. The Eau de Parfum is really pretty too, but there's magic in here. Sometimes you get a little hint of root beer. Most times it comes across like an orange creamsicle, but it's so pretty. Like I went through a bottle in a month. I could not stop myself from wearing this. I had to purchase a bigger bottle. This is one of those ones, guys. I start wearing it and then I'm wearing it again. The next day, I may force myself to break up the monotony on that 3rd day, but on that 4th day, I'll be wearing it again. All of y'all knew that this fragrance was going to be on this list. So I won't spend too much time on her or the next one because y'all knew she was going to be on here too. This is my Caramel Apple Baby, my obsession. I think a lot of us in the fragrance community are obsessed with her. This is Casablanca from the House of Swiss Arabian. Please keep in mind that you can go to fragrancebuy.ca to purchase her. She has gone up $10 with them too, but that's still like 49 bucks in Canada. I don't know what it is in or Canadian money. I don't know what it is in US, but it's less than that. So don't pay $70 on the Swiss Arabian website. Don't pay 70, 80, or 100 on Mercari or any other ridiculous site like that. I think even Amazon has it for a better price. So yeah, I think this should be in everybody's collection. If you like gourmand, if you like caramel apple fragrances, there have been some people in my comments who are like, I don't get the caramel and I don't get the apple. Honey, there are no words. I don't know what to say because that's all I get. I know our noses are different. Fragrance is so subjective. Don't feel like you're left out of anything because I'm pretty sure there are many other fragrances out there for you to love. But for the most part, this is just, it's Fragcom's darling, or one of them, right up there with Delina and MFK 540 and Lyra and those things that a lot of people just can't be without. This is much more affordable than those that I just named, but she's just heavenly. Like, and I will say this too. It took me 6 months to get with this. When I first smelled this, there was like a note in here that I thought was oud. It wasn't. It's just this thing that some of the Swiss Arabian fragrances have. It's fine. But once I went and picked her back up again, I said, and I wear this all year round. Some people say it's cloying to them in the summertime. Not to me, baby. She's everything. She's alive. She is fresh and in charge of me when I'm wearing her. No matter what day, no matter what season, the temperature, it doesn't matter. It's Casablanca from the House of Swiss Arabian. Let's just jump right into it. This is Angel Muse from the House of Mugler. The hazelnut spread, the Nutella fragrance. This is a beautiful patchouli balm that is just so decadent and rich and just, man, intoxicating. It's intoxicating. I just lose myself, lose my senses, lose my, just, whoo, child. Yep. From the House of Mugler, Angel Muse. What is a cloudberry? I don't know. I just know I want more of them in my life. If that is what makes this fragrance so magical. The best fragrance that Marc Jacobs has ever created, in my opinion, is Daisy Love. As I live and breathe, y'all. As I live and breathe. So freaking pretty. If Narciso Rodriguez is the king of musks, as I affectionately have coined him, or labeled him, whatever, Marc Jacobs is the king of making pretty for the sake of being pretty fragrances. And I have also coined him as such. His fragrances are just gorgeous. This one is the best one. This is such a sweet, ultra feminine fragrance. I feel so beautiful when I wear this. I feel easy, breezy, flirtatious, just happy. You know what I'm saying? And the compliments I get on this joker. Like, the wind hits you and carry this scent to anybody around you. And unless they are the Grinch who stole Christmas, and even he would have to, at the end of the walk, just be like, man, look, I don't want to tell you this, but you smell absolutely fantastic. Like, you can't ignore how beautiful this is in the just prettiest way. Like, what can I say? Pretty for the sake of being pretty. Very addictive. This is Marc Jacobs Daisy Love. This is another fragrance that you guys have seen me talk about so many times. I have a dedicated video to English Laundry and the 3 fragrances that I own. This is Oxford Blue Femme by English Laundry. Okay, I just need to say that I don't know if this is going to be a love for everyone else. I know a lot of you hear me describe something and go right out and get it. This is one of those fragrances that is very personal to me. I cannot explain to you why it hits me the way that it does, but it smells like fresh linen, fresh sheets, fresh jeans and a t-shirt with some kids, a beautiful, fantastic, perfect summer's day, and the most amazing winter's day where you're just warm and cozy. You smell so good. This is just the most simplistic, comforting, beautiful, everyday appropriate, no matter what time of weather or year type of fragrance. This next fragrance is constantly trying to get me to commit blasphemy. It is on me in full-fledged attack mode, and it will not let me live my best life in my happy space. This is Mon Guerlain Intense. I swear she is constantly trying to take the spot of the eau de parfum. She is not trying to let me live in my 3-year blissful relationship with my favorite perfume. She's ready to claim that spot. This is a very sexy, deep, slightly more complex, intense, a little spicy version of the eau de parfum of Mon Guerlain. I smell her and I'm just like, ah, this is a powder bomb. The first time I smelled this, it smelled like I had just took some Johnson & Johnson's talcum powder and just threw it in the air. I let this one sit for somewhere in between like 8 months to a year, I think, before I could even tolerate coming back to see what it was on. I thought I was going to be selling it, but I fell in love. She is a beauty. Next up, we're going to talk about my favorite vanilla fragrance that I know quite a few of you have gone out and gotten. And so far, every last one of you loves it. So that just makes me breathe and sleep so much easier. Because sometimes when you are an influencer and you know people are listening to you and spending their hard-earned coin based on your recommendations, that is a lot of weight to carry, y'all. It scares you, girl. I'm not going to lie. But this is Vaniglia by Mazzolari. So it's a $200 or $210 bottle of perfume. I think now. I think it went up $10. I might have had something to do with that. I don't know. But Lucky Sense is out here, taxing, busting heads. But it's worth it for me. I freaking love this fragrance. To smell this fragrance is to be in heaven. It is so sweet. If you don't have a sweet tooth, if you don't like those sickeningly sweet in the best way fragrances, don't do this. I'm giving you a fair warning. She's incredible. I love her. Super addictive. Top 10 for life fragrance for me. My favorite vanilla on the face of the planet, which by the way, that video is coming. I didn't forget about you guys. Vaniglia by Mazzolari. The Taliaferro is a beautiful, niche, indie perfume house, Black owned, just getting started in this perfume realm, this fragrance world, and I just see them doing fantastic things. This fragrance that they created, though, y'all, it's called Room 129. And it's supposed to be a cherry fragrance, I do believe with a bubblegum note. But let me tell you, those of you who are in the Terror Squad, you already know what I'm talking about. You already know what I call it. I affectionately refer to this as fruit punch Kool-Aid. Baby, let me tell you something. Room 129 by the Taliaferro. Now I think I got this like March or April of this year. Y'all want to talk about this then? And the fact that I have a backup bottle. This smells like the Kool-Aid Man. Busting through your walls and spilling that luscious goodness all over you. This is the best Kool-Aid ever made. The perfect amount of sweetness. It's Arctic cold on a hot, hot, hot summer day. Y'all, I love this fragrance and it has crept into my top 10 for life. And I know a lot of people are like, it smells like fruit punch Kool-Aid and it's your top 10 for life. Guys, top 10 for life is about love. It's about experience. It's about memories. It's about emotion. This evokes some of the best memories I have from my childhood. And my childhood was not a good one. So you want to talk about flowers, you want to talk about Kool-Aid, and you want to talk about my cousin Mikey. Those are my most favorite key components, and my grandmother for life, my grandmother first and foremost. Um, those are the key components to a happy childhood for me, baby. So if you're going to give me something that smells like fruit punch Kool-Aid, yeah, it's going to be a top 10 for life. So to smell this is to love this. It's super addictive. It's super sweet, like Kool-Aid, which is why as an adult, I've never purchased it or brought it into my house or given it to my children. Because come on, it's flavored sugar water. But still, this is just so much deeper than that. This is beautiful. It is refined. It is Kool-Aid made to wear, like to be sexy. Do you know how many compliments I get on this? I compliment myself, first of all, like 300 times before I leave the house. My 8-year-old and my 7-year-old who wear their own fragrances and are usually in their own world. My 17-year-old been trying to cuff this since I got it. And even though I have a backup bottle, don't tell her that. No, she'll never get it. It's not happening. So anyway, the Taliaferro, room 129, aka Fruit Punch Kool-Aid. Last but not least on this list is the fragrance I was talking about earlier, where the juice smells so good, but the longevity is dumpster fire. Hot garbage. Freaking ridiculous. I have to top up every 1 to 2 hours with this fragrance. And I'm not exaggerating. Those of you, Terra Squad, already know what I'm talking about. Other fragrance influencers have said the same thing. This is literally our only complaint with this fragrance. So many people have decluttered this because they just can't deal with the maddening level of anger they have at the piss poor projection of this thing. But you know what? I used all of my first 1.7 ounce bottle. I went and purchased the 3.4 ounce. I just don't see me without her. This is Hugo Boss, the Scent Private Accord. This is an orange Tootsie Roll Pop. This is like a candied orange, which is supposed to be mandarin orange, but it's like a candied orange with a Tootsie Roll Pop. The cacao in this is, come on, it's just, man, y'all. This is another fragrance where I'm like, really, TeraMichelle, how does this affect you this way? I kind of sort of feel like at 40 years old, I should not like this as much as I do, but something in it is captivating to me. It calls to me and it makes me happy. So I'm not going to question things that make me happy, especially when they're not that expensive and I enjoy them. This life is short. No need to question the things that make you feel good, especially when they're not immoral or illegal. Just go with the flow. That's Hugo Boss Scent Private Accord. It's my baby. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Please don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to my channel, join the Terra Squad, as well as click that notification bell so that you never miss any of my future uploads. You know, I want to talk to you guys in the comments. This is a beautiful, amazing, exciting subject. Tell me about those fragrances that you have that you can't get enough of. I don't care if they're from Zara, if they're dupes, it doesn't matter. If it's super expensive or if it's a cheapie from some indie house that none of us has ever heard of. If it speaks to your spirit and your soul and your mind and your body and your happiness, share it with us. I might want to get it. Anyway, guys, as always, I love spending time with you. Can't wait to see you in the comments. And until then, bye. Up in here smelling all good and stuff.